Mandalorian. So we've got some new drama in the Disney streets. In case y'all did not know, way back, I want to say like what 2-3 years ago, Gina Carano had been hired. In case y'all don't remember, that's her right there. She was hired to be in the Mandalorian. She played the role in there, and I liked her. I thought she was cool. I thought she was good. She didn't have like the most important role or anything like that. She just played a side character, whatever. And it was fine. It was fine for what it is. Mandalorian came out in 2019, I want to say, and it was cool. However, Gina been a problem. And Gina has been on a bit of a crusade where she wants to get, she want to say what she want to say, right? Okay. So because of her expression of saying whatever it is that she wanted to say, it got her into some hot water. And despite Disney/Lucasfilm warning her multiple times, she kept on tweeting what she wanted to say. And at some point, enough was enough. And Lucasfilm was like, all right, cool. We're done. Bye-bye. No more. And they let her go. Well, I shouldn't say that. They didn't let her go. They simply did not renew her contract. And I think that's a very, very big difference that unfortunately a lot of people are not getting. The headlines said that Gina Carano was fired. However, Lucasfilm was just like, we're just not going to renew. So in other words, it's not like she was in the middle of the episode and we still had to see what her next line was going to be in the next episode and they dropped her. That's not how that worked. She completed her job. She completed her contract. She completed what they needed from her. And they said, we're good. No need to come back. We're not going to follow this sideline character anymore. Which, by the way, they have the right to do that. Okay? So, of course, she felt slighted by this because she believed that this was an infringement on her freedom of speech, that Disney was trying to discriminate against her because of her political views and whatever other things that she was saying. And let's make it clear. Let's make this very clear for the people in the back. Freedom of speech, whenever y'all try to bring this up, is only applicable to the government. If you're not talking about the government, when you talk about freedom of speech, you sound stupid because everybody is free to say whatever they want, but everybody is not free from the consequences of what you say in society. In other words, if you work for a private company, the private company will be like, say what you want. That's cool. We can let you go because we don't want to mess with you. You free to say what you want, and we free to work without you. That's how that works. So again, unless your government is saying you can't say this, that's when you can talk about freedom of speech. But if you're talking about a private company or you're working at your job or something like that, don't nobody care about what you say. And if they do, they can fire you. That's all. That's the freedom. Go on and keep saying what you want to say. Say what you want to say. You're just not going to say it here. Nobody going to stop you. We're just not going to pay you. That happens. Anyway. So Gina said, yo, I don't like it. And I'm coming for you. So she said she was going to sue Disney over the Mandalorian firing lawsuit. And Elon Musk, the billionaire, was going to pay. He was going to fund it. Says Gina Carano is suing Disney and Lucasfilm for discrimination and wrongful termination in a lawsuit. First and foremost, how you get terminated because they didn't rehire you? You didn't get rehired. How was that termination? They didn't stop you in the middle of anything. Okay, whatever. Now, she alleges that she was fired for voicing right-wing opinions on social media and seeks a court order that would force Lucasfilm to recast her. Elon Musk, making good on a promise to foot the legal bill for users who claim they have been discriminated against due to their activity on his platform, is helping to fund the suit on through X. She wants them to recast her. First of all, why? Why do they have to recast you? Why are you acting like your character had a helmet and was carrying a little baby alien the whole time? Ma'am, you was a supporting character. What you want them to say? That like what you had for breakfast? Like, what do you want your character to even do? You were not needed in this story anyway. I mean, let's be honest. She's not the greatest of actresses. Shout out to her little MMA career. Shout out to that. But when we talk about acting, ma'am, ma'am, this was not your lane. Why are you trying to force people to watch you not really act very well? And I'm saying this as someone who enjoyed her role, but I'm also not missing her role. Goes on to say Lucasfilm in 2021 announced that Carano would not be returning. Says most people today don't realize that that to get to the point where Nazi soldiers could easily round up thousands of Jews, the government first made their own neighbors hate them simply for being Jews. How's that any different from hating someone for their political views? That is what Carano said in a tweet. In other words, what she was doing, let me give you a little more context. This is around the time when the whole election fraud stuff was going on. Okay. And because she was spousing all these views about the coronavirus and wearing masks and the election being stolen, she was probably getting other hate online because of this, because she's obviously inciting contrarian views. She's probably getting all this pushback online. And she's like, yo, I'm giving out all these right wing opinions. And to her, she's like, because I'm giving out right wing ideas, I'm feeling like I'm being persecuted like the Jewish people during the Holocaust. Well, first of all, ma'am, excuse your face. Who dragged you out into a gas chamber? Who dragged you out and killed you and your entire family? Gina does not, and probably still does not understand that the analogy that she used was ridiculously offensive, especially to Jewish people. You are comparing people that have a disagreement with your political talking points with people that literally were terrorized, mutilated, and murdered. Ma'am, these two things are not the same. Like in any reality, they're not the same. This would be as silly as a guy complaining about, I don't know, a cold compared to giving birth. Like, bro, shut up. You know, what women go through is nothing what a man goes through if he has a little cold, Like it's not, the comparison was outlandish and ridiculous. And it's not even close to being a real equivalency on any level. So, because of how offensive it was, that's why Lucasfilm was like, yo, we can't mess with you no more. This is too much. Now, here's the key thing. The former MMA fighter drew the ire of social media users. Okay. In other words, she started getting a whole lot of hate online from a lot of people, and they wasn't feeling her. Now, let me just say right there, just right there, that's cause for any entertainment entity to part ways with you. It doesn't matter what your political views are, your religious views, none of that matters because you joined in to a business relationship with a company whose primary objective is to be enjoyed and liked by the masses. That's their point. Disney don't get on there to make things, whether it's Star Wars, whether it's Marvel or whatever. They're not on there to make people mad. They're trying to make things that most people can enjoy. But if you're sitting here doing things, by the way, they didn't pay you to tweet. You're doing this stuff on your off time, but you're doing stuff in the off time that potentially could hurt their business. Absolutely, they have every right to part ways with you. Absolutely, they have every right to not even entertain to renew your contract. Disney and Lucasfilm harassed, and according to the complaint, she's saying that they harassed her and defamed her for refusing to conform with their viewpoints on the issues relating to Black Lives Matter, preferred pronouns, and disproving claims of election interference. While she was allegedly fired for her cultural and religious beliefs, Carano argues that the entertainment giant turned a blind eye to her male co stars who allegedly made offensive, denigrating posts directed towards Republicans. So she pointed out to Pedro Pascal's 2017 post comparing President Trump to Hitler. So something lets me know that she might have a real bad problem with making false equivalencies. Because here's the thing. Pedro Pascal made his comment about Trump being like Hitler, whatever, in 2017. And she's saying, how come y'all didn't fire him? Y'all fired me for my tweet. How come you didn't fire him for that? Because Pedro Pascal was not a Disney employee. Pedro Pascal did not become a Disney employee until after 2017. Mandalorian came out in 2019. You want them to go get in the time machine and fire him? And unlike you, he probably stopped making the same type of tweets that you were making, that you got warned for, because Disney did warn her, or I'm sorry, Lucasfilm. They warned her. Let's see. She also brings up claims for wrongful discharge and sex discrimination. She seeks a court order that would force Lucasfilm to recast her at least $75,000 plus punitive damages. Now, unlike employees in the public sector, such workers are not shielded against discipline under the First Amendment. Carano added, I'm honored that my case has been chosen to be supported by the company that has been one of the last glimmers of hope for free speech in the world, which makes no sense because the government is not restricting her free speech. And it is just stupid. Once again, when people try to bring that up, it makes no sense. Stop saying things that sound good, but literally make no sense. Stop it. Be better. Now, here's what Lucasfilm actually said, just to give people a little bit more backdrop. This is back in 2021, I want to say. Yeah, so this is back in 2021 as to what happened back then and why Lucasfilm was like, nah, we good. It says Gina Carano is not currently employed by Lucasfilm, and there are no plans to bring her in the future. Nevertheless, her social media posts denigrating people based on their cultural and religious identities are abhorrent and unacceptable. Once again, what she said, trying to compare her political disagreements with people with the murdering of Jewish people, millions of Jewish people, that's insulting. It's insulting as I was about to cuss. It's insulting. Okay, it is not even close to being there. Some type of equivalency. And it said here, look, the hashtag fire Gina Carano was trending. What did I say before? You are making bad business for your employer. The people that you are actually supposed to be entertaining, the people that you are supposed to be going to work to bring money in and stuff, they didn't even want you. They wanted to fire you. They didn't even want to mess with you. You think a company's supposed to stick with you as you make potentially the situation for them to lose more money? Why? It says, according to sources, Lucasfilm planned to unveil Carano as the star of her own Disney Plus series during the Investors Day, but scrapped those plans following her November tweets. Dang. And you dropped the bag. You dropped the bag. How you fumbled a whole bag? They was about to give you a whole show. Keep in mind, they asked you to just stop. No one's saying that you got to put in your pronouns and you got to do. Listen, I understand if you don't want to do all of that stuff. I get it. Because in some of these cases, I want to say she said that I guess she made certain comments that might have offended the LGBTQ community, and Lucasfilm tried to have her apologize, or they try to get her publicist to get her to apologize. Okay, I get it. Maybe for religious reasons, maybe you don't. Okay, whatever. But even at that point, you can still stop. No one's saying that you have to stop believing what you believe. But while you're under contract with this employer that, by the way, you knew who Disney was, you knew who you were working with, you knew what they were aligned with, you signed a contract understanding what they represent, you knew who they were, you got in bed with Disney, Lucasfilm, and you continue to be a habitual line stepper. And then you shocked when they reacted. And all you had to do was just stop. You could have saved all them tweets for after you left. You could have saved all that stuff. You could have just got off social media and collected that bag, have your own little spinoff show that nobody was going to watch anyway, and you could have just been eaten. But now you stuck doing conservative movies that flop, and now you have to sue somebody with a case that probably is going to go nowhere. And for what? And it's funny to me because I keep seeing like a lot of people that are probably more right-wing minded. Again, I don't care what your political bias is. You're entitled to it. But my thing is this, and I'm not even the type of person that roots for Disney or anything like that. Because I remember what Disney did to ScarJo. I remember that. I was sitting here, I was like, yo, go ScarJo, get your money. So I'm not like Team Disney or anything. I'm looking at the merits of the case. And I don't see any merits here. Now, maybe she got some evidence that we don't know. Maybe there's some other stuff that, that's out there. I don't know. But given what we know now, I don't see how this thing makes 2 minutes in the courtroom. I don't see how this judge don't laugh at this and be like, please, out my face. Anyway, y'all let me know. What do y'all think about this whole Gina Carano situation? I think it's even more laughable that Elon want to get involved because he just don't like Disney anyway. But y'all let me know. What do you think about all this? Maybe you're on Team Carano. I don't know. Maybe you're on Team Disney. Whatever you think. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching. This was just a segment of one of my live chats, and if you're interested in joining in on the next one, be sure to subscribe and turn on your notifications for more. I've got more videos and reviews to do for you all, and until next time, I'll see you all later.